The prison was dark. The air smelled of metal and blood. The sound of heavy chains echoed through the stone walls. In the middle of the prison pit, an alien girl sat on the ground. She was small, weak, her skin pale under the dim red lights. Around her ankle was a thick chain of glowing iron, and that chain connected to something far bigger, something that made even the guards afraid. It was the beast. The creature lay in the shadows, its huge body covered with scars, its eyes glowing like dying fire. Every time it breathed, the ground seemed to shake. Its teeth were long and sharp, made for breaking bones. Its claws scratched the floor, leaving deep marks. The girl sat only a few feet away, too close to escape, too close to hope. The guards watched from above, laughing. "She won't last 10 days, one of them said. "No one lasts." The girl hugged her knees, silent. She had no tears left. She had already cried in the first 3 days. Now she just waited for the end. No one had come to save her. Not her family. Not her people. No one. The beast moved its head slowly toward her. Its hot breath touched her skin. The girl closed her eyes. She thought, maybe tonight it will eat me. But the beast only growled, low and deep, and then turned its head away again. The guards grew angry. "It is bored," one said. "Maybe we should put someone else in there. Let it taste blood." That night the iron door opened with a loud creak. 2 guards dragged another prisoner inside. He was tall, human, his clothes torn, his face cut and bruised. They threw him into the pit like garbage. The girl looked at him with wide eyes. A human? She had heard stories. Stories that humans were violent, cruel, and selfish. She did not trust him. The guard shouted from above. "New game. Let us see who dies first, the girl, the beast, or the man." The iron door slammed shut. The human lay on the ground, coughing, trying to breathe. Slowly he lifted his head and saw her. Then he saw the chain, and then he saw the beast. His eyes narrowed. He did not run, though fear was clear on his face. Instead, he stood slowly, every movement careful. He looked at the girl, then at the beast. "Why are you chained here?" he whispered. The girl shook her head. "Don't talk to me, stay away." "The beast will kill you," the human frowned. "And you? You're just waiting for it to kill you too." The beast growled, angry at the sound of voices. Its body shifted. The chains around its neck clanked loudly. The guards above laughed, betting coins, enjoying the show. The girl pulled back, trying to keep her distance. "Do not come close to me," she said. "If the beast smells you, it will attack." The human sat down near the opposite wall. His breathing slowed. His eyes studied the chain, the beast, the walls of the prison. He was not silent because of fear. He was thinking. Hours passed. The pit grew darker, cold. The beast had not moved again, only watching with half-open eyes. The human pulled out a small piece of stale bread from his pocket. He looked at the girl. "Here, take this." She shook her head. "I don't want anything from you." He pushed it closer. "You're starving." "I can see it." Her stomach growled, but she still looked away. She did not trust him. Why would a human share food? Finally, the human placed the bread on the ground between them. "If you don't take it, the rats will." He leaned back, closing his eyes, pretending to sleep. The girl stared at the bread for a long time. Then, with trembling hands, she reached out and grabbed it. She ate quickly, like she had not eaten in days. She did not thank him. She could not. But in her heart, something moved. A small, dangerous thing called hope. The guards noticed nothing. They were drinking and laughing above. The beast opened its eyes again. This time it looked not at the girl, but at the human. Its nostrils flared. It stood slow and heavy, every step shaking the ground. The chains pulled tight as it came closer. The girl gasped. "Stay back," she shouted. "It's coming for you." But the human did not run. He stood, his fists clenched, his eyes locked on the beast. Fear showed in his face, yes, but so did something else. Courage. The beast lowered its massive head until its burning eyes were level with the human. The guards leaned forward, waiting for blood. But instead of running, the human took one small step forward. The girl's heart stopped. The beast growled, a sound that shook the stones. And then, silence. The guards cursed from above. "Why doesn't it kill him?" one shouted. The girl could not understand it either. For the first time, she looked at the human not with fear, but with confusion. The pit was quiet, but the air was heavy with something new, something dangerous. The human and the beast stared at each other in the dark. And in that moment, the real story began. The beast's hot breath brushed the man's face. Its glowing eyes burned like coals in the night. Its claws tapped the stone floor, scratching deep lines, a sound that made the guards above grin in excitement. But the human did not move back. He stood his ground. His fists tightened, his body trembling, but he did not run. The alien girl, still chained only a few steps away, pressed her back against the wall. "You are a fool," she whispered. "The beast kills everything it touches." The human glanced at her. His eyes were calm, almost gentle. "Maybe not everything," he said. The beast growled, a sound like thunder rolling through a cave. Then slowly it stepped back into the shadows again, its chains rattling. The guards groaned in disappointment. "Worthless," one of them shouted. "Kill them tomorrow. Let's bring more blood into the pit." The girl closed her eyes. Another day. Another night. 10 days was too long. She was sure she would not survive it. The human sat down again, his body stiff from wounds and hunger. After a moment, he looked at her ankle chain, then at the glowing lock that pulsed with alien energy. "That chain? It's not normal iron. What is it?" She turned her face away. "You ask too many questions. Just stay alive for yourself. Don't look at me." But he kept watching her. His eyes scanned every detail. The way the chain dug into her skin, the way her hands shook, the way her eyes carried both fear and shame. He finally spoke again. "You've been here longer than me. Why hasn't the beast killed you?" The girl hesitated. Her voice was soft. "Because of my blood. My father's bloodline. The beast recognizes it. That is why it does not finish me." She stopped, then added bitterly, "But that does not mean it will spare you." The human leaned back against the wall, silent. His mind was working. He was not like the others she had seen before. Prisoners usually cried, screamed, or tried to climb the walls. This man did none of that. Hours passed. The guards left, their laughter fading in the distance. The pit was cold now. The only sounds the beast's slow breathing and the crackle of electric chains. The human tore a strip from his ragged shirt and wrapped it around a bleeding cut on his arm. The girl watched him quietly. Finally, she asked, "Why did you share your food with me?" He looked at her. "Because you needed it more." Her throat tightened. "Humans don't do that, at least." "That's what I was told." He gave a small smile. "Not all stories are true." The girl did not reply. She pulled her knees to her chest, resting her chin on them, hiding her face. The human's eyes drifted back to the beast. Its chest rose and fell slowly, but he noticed something. The beast's chain was not just metal. There were marks carved into it, symbols. Strange alien writing. His eyes narrowed. This was not just a cage. It was something older, deeper. A design meant to bind, to punish, he whispered to himself. They chained the girl to the beast on purpose. The girl's ears twitched. Of course they did. The guards call it entertainment. They make bets, 10 days. They think no one can survive 10 days in the pit. And you've survived how long? He asked. She looked down. 7 days. 3 more and... Her voice broke. No one lasts longer. The human stared at her for a long moment. Then he said firmly, "Then we survive longer." She lifted her head, shocked by the certainty in his voice. "You don't understand," she said quickly. "Even if we live, there is no escape. The law will never allow it," he frowned. "Law? Galactic law," she whispered. "Anyone touched by the beast is cursed. My people abandoned me because of it. Even if I leave this place, no one will take me back. No one will help." The human leaned closer, his eyes sharp. "Law means nothing if it kills the innocent. I don't care about their law." Her heart pounded at those words. No one had ever spoken like that to her. No one had ever looked at her as if she mattered. The night grew colder. The girl slowly closed her eyes, but before sleep could take her, she heard the man's voice again. "I'll get you out," he whispered. "I don't know how yet, but I will." She wanted to laugh. She wanted to tell him he was a fool. But for the first time in many days, she did not feel completely alone. The beast stirred. Its eyes opened again, and it looked at both of them together. Its breathing changed, slower, almost thoughtful, as if it too had heard the man's promise. Above the pit, a heavy door opened. The guards returned, holding something long and sharp, an alien weapon that hummed with deadly energy. "Tomorrow," one of them shouted, grinning. "Tomorrow the beast will taste blood. Either the girls or the man's, or both." The iron door slammed shut again. The girl's body shook with fear. She whispered, "They mean it. They will force the beast. You will die. But the man's jaw tightened. His eyes glowed with quiet fire. Then I'll make my choice tomorrow, he said. The pit went silent again. The girl hugged herself in the cold. She could not tell if the human was brave or insane. But in her heart she knew something. Tomorrow would not be like the other days. Tomorrow something would change. The night was long. The human leaned against the cold wall, his eyes half closed but his mind awake. The alien girl slept uneasily, her body shivering in the cold, her chain glowing faintly. And the beast, huge, silent, and dangerous, watched them both from the shadows. When the first dim light touched the prison pit, the beast stirred. Its chains rattled as it dragged its body closer. The girl woke with a gasp, pulling herself back as far as she could. Stay away, she whispered to the human. It's hungry now? The human did not move. His eyes locked on the beast. Something about its movement was wrong. Its steps were slow, heavy, not like a predator ready to kill, but like an animal carrying pain. The beast lowered its massive head near the girl. She held her breath, her eyes wide with terror. But the beast only sniffed her, then turned its fiery eyes to the human. The guards above leaned over the railing, shouting with excitement. Yes, tear him apart! The beast growled, a sound that shook dust from the ceiling. It moved closer, its teeth bare, its breath hot. The girl shouted, "Run!" But the human stayed still. He raised his hands slowly, palms open. I'm not your enemy, he said quietly. The beast stopped. Its huge nostrils flared as it sniffed him. Then, to everyone's shock, it stepped back. The guards cursed. What's wrong with it? Why doesn't it kill? The girl stared at the man, confused and afraid. That should not happen, she whispered. It never spares strangers. The human crouched, studying the beast closely. He noticed scars across its body, old wounds, whip marks, burns, and around its neck, the same glowing iron with alien markings carved deep into it. It's not just chained, he murmured. It's bound. Like you, the girl frowned. What do you mean? He pointed at the symbols. These aren't just locks. They're commands. Someone made this creature obey. Someone made it suffer. The beast growled again, but softer this time, like a warning or a plea. The girl shook her head. No, the beast is cursed. It destroys everything. The human looked at her sharply. Or maybe it was forced to. She fell silent. The thought unsettled her. All her life she had been told the beast was nothing but a monster. But the scars, the chains, the way it held back, it didn't look like a mindless killer. The guards, angry with the lack of blood, lowered a long staff crackling with blue energy. They jabbed it at the beast, shocking it. The creature roared in pain, its chains glowing brighter. It thrashed, its massive tail smashing against the stone wall, sending dust and rock flying. The girl screamed as the chain pulled her closer, nearly dragging her under its huge body. The human ran forward without thinking. He grabbed her arms and pulled her back, shielding her with his body. Sparks from the shock whip burned his skin, but he did not let go. The guards laughed above. Look at the fool! He protects her! When the staff pulled away, the beast stopped thrashing. Its red eyes focused on the human. Something changed in its gaze. Less fury, more recognition. The girl looked up at him, shocked. Why did you do that? You could have died. He breathed hard. Because someone had to. Her eyes filled with tears she did not understand. No one had ever chosen to stand between her and death. No one until now. That night, as the guards left, the girl whispered, You don't know what you're doing. If you protect me, you will die with me. The human looked at her. His face was tired, but his eyes were steady. Then I'd rather die protecting than live watching. The words burned into her heart. She could not answer. The beast lay down again, its body curling in the shadows, but it did not face away this time. Its head rested near them, its eyes half open, watching. The girl hugged her knees. Her voice was trembling. When I was small, my people told me the beast is punishment. A curse sent by the law. Anyone near it is already dead. That is why no one came for me. They believe I am lost. The human frowned. No, you're still here. You're still alive. That means you're not lost yet. She shook her head. You don't understand. Even if we escape, they will hunt us. They will say the beast touched us. They will say we are cursed. Then let them say it, he said coldly. I don't care what they call me. Her breath caught. No one had ever spoken against the law so openly. Silence filled the pit. Only the sound of the beast's slow breathing echoed in the dark. At last, the girl whispered, "Why are you different?" The human did not answer right away. He looked up at the distant stars through the cracks in the prison roof. "Because I know what it's like to be chained," he said, "and I don't want to see another suffer the same." The girl lowered her head, her chest tight. For the first time, she wondered if maybe, just maybe, the stories about humans were wrong. The beast closed its eyes, almost as if it understood the words. But above, in the guard tower, shadows moved. More soldiers had arrived, carrying weapons that glowed with deadly fire. The girl saw them and froze. She whispered, "They're bringing hunters." The human clenched his fists. He looked at the beast, then at the girl. He knew what this meant. Tomorrow would not be survival. Tomorrow would be war. The iron door screeched open the next morning. Harsh light poured into the pit, blinding the girl and the human. Above them, the guards leaned over the railing, laughing and pointing. This time they carried new weapons, long spears with glowing tips and rods that crackled with electricity. The girl's heart sank. "They brought the shock spears," she whispered. The human's jaw tightened. He had seen weapons like these before, during raids on outer colonies. They weren't made to kill quickly. They were made to break the will of whoever suffered under them. A guard shouted down, his voice cruel and mocking. "Today, let's make it more fun. The beast is lazy. It refuses to eat, so we will teach it hunger." Two guards lowered long poles tipped with sparks. They jabbed the beast's side, sending shocks through its massive body. The creature roared, shaking the ground. Its chains glowed hot as it thrashed against them. The girl screamed as the chain connecting her to the beast pulled her forward. Her small body slammed against the stone floor, dragging her dangerously close to the creature's claws. The human reacted without thinking. He dove forward, grabbing her shoulders, pulling her back. Sparks leapt from the beast's chains and burned his arms, but he did not let go. The guards laughed louder. "Look at the fool! Protecting her like a pet." The beast roared again, thrashing harder. Its tail smashed into the wall, sending shards of rock flying. Dust filled the air. The pit became chaos. The girl coughed, clutching her chest. "Stop, you'll die," she cried to the human, but he ignored her. His back was arched over her body, shielding her from falling stone. His skin was raw where sparks had burned him, yet his grip on her was firm. When the shocks finally stopped, the beast fell still, its chest heaving, smoke rising from its skin. Its glowing eyes locked on the human. Something different burned in them now. Something not just rage, but recognition. The girl saw it too. She whispered, almost in disbelief, It sees you." The human looked at the beast, sweat dripping down his face. "It's not a monster," he said. "It's a prisoner. Like us," the guards above sneered. "Enough rest. Let's see if the beast tears them apart when it's starving." They lowered a slab of raw alien meat into the pit. The smell was foul, dripping blood onto the stones. The beast growled, its body tense. Hunger showed in its shaking muscles. The girl froze, terror flooding her eyes. This is how they end it. They starve the beast, then feed it near us. It won't be able to stop itself. The human looked at her, then at the beast. He saw the creature's claws digging into the ground, fighting its own instincts. Its body trembled with the effort. He stood between the girl and the beast, his arms spread wide. "If you want to eat," he said softly, "then eat me. But don't touch her." The guards roared with laughter. Madness. The human offers himself as food. The beast bared its teeth, stepping forward. The girl covered her eyes, unable to watch, but then the beast stopped. It sniffed the human, its hot breath blowing dust from the floor. Its jaws opened wide, and then closed again. Instead of eating, the beast turned its head away from the meat, growling low, resisting. The guards cursed in anger. "What is wrong with it?" The girl slowly opened her eyes. She saw the beast had chosen not to eat. Her voice shook. It listened to you." The human's chest rose and fell heavily. He turned to her, voice steady. "Then maybe it's not the beast that's cursed. Maybe it's the people who chained it." His words struck her harder than any shock spear. For the first time, she dared to imagine the beast was not her executioner, but her ally. The guards above grew restless. One shouted, "Tomorrow we bring the hunters. If the beast will not kill, then we will kill all three." The iron door slammed shut again, leaving them in silence. The girl trembled, still pressed against the wall.
"You are insane," she whispered.
No one defies the law. No one speaks against it. If the guards don't kill you, the law will. The human sat down beside her, his burned arms resting on his knees. He gave a tired smile. Then let the law come. I've been fighting chains my whole life. I'm not afraid of theirs. The girl turned her face away, but her heart was pounding. She wanted to believe him. She wanted to believe the beast was more than a monster, but believing was dangerous. As the night settled, the beast lay down near them, closer than ever before. Its heavy body stretched across the pit, blocking part of the cold wind. It did not growl. It simply breathed, slow and steady, like a guardian standing watch. The girl whispered to herself, "Why are you helping me? Why is the beast listening to you?" The human, already drifting into a restless sleep, murmured, "Because no one else would." Above, unseen in the shadows, the hunters prepared their weapons. Tomorrow the game would change. Tomorrow blood would be spilled, whether human, alien, or beast. The pit was colder that night. The girl sat against the wall, her knees pulled to her chest. Her ankle chain glowed faintly, its weight cutting into her skin. The beast lay nearby, its body curled but awake, eyes glowing like faint embers in the dark. The human sat across from her, quietly watching. His arms were burned from the shock spears, but he did not complain. He tore strips of cloth from his ragged shirt to cover the wounds, his movements slow but steady. After a long silence, he spoke. "Your chain, it looks old. Not just iron. There are symbols carved in it. Do you know what they mean?" The girl shook her head. "I don't know. I was too afraid to ask. The guards only said one thing: this chain means I am cursed. That I belong to the beast now." The human studied the glowing marks. "It's not a curse," he said softly. "It's control. Someone made this chain to bind both of you." Her throat tightened. She wanted to believe him, but fear was stronger. "You don't understand. It doesn't matter. The law says anyone touched by the beast is lost. Even if I walk free, my people will never take me back. I am already dead to them." The human leaned forward, his voice calm but firm. "Then the law is wrong." Her eyes widened. She had never heard anyone speak like that. She whispered, "If the guards hear you say such things, they will kill you." He gave a tired smile. "They already want me dead. So what difference does it make?" The girl looked at him, confusion burning in her chest. Why would a human, a stranger, risk himself for her? Why share food? Why shield her from the beast? Why speak against the law itself? The beast shifted, dragging its chains, making the stones grind. Its massive head lowered, resting near them as if it listened. The girl trembled. Why does it stay close now? Why does it not attack? The human met the beast's gaze. Because it knows we're not enemies. The girl almost laughed, but no sound came. Could that be true? Could a monster chained in blood and fire choose not to kill? The human noticed her shivering. He sighed and removed the last piece of cloth from his shirt. He placed it over her shoulders, her voice cracked. Why are you doing this? He looked at her, his eyes steady. Because someone should have saved you long before I came here. She could not answer. Her heart pounded with emotions she had buried for days. For the first time she felt warmth, not from the cloth but from his words. Hours later, as the night grew heavy, the girl grew weaker. Her breaths turned shallow. She clutched her stomach, her face pale. The human frowned. What's wrong? Her voice was faint. The food. From the guards. It's poisoned. My people cannot eat it, I knew. But I was too hungry. She collapsed, her chain rattling as her body hit the stone. The human caught her before her head struck the floor. Stay with me, he shouted, panic in his voice. But her eyes rolled back and she went still, her breaths shallow, her skin turning cold. The beast stirred, its glowing eyes narrowing. It growled low, not at the girl, not at the man, but at the poison that had hurt her. The human looked at the creature desperately. You know something, don't you? You can help her. The beast moved closer, lowering its massive head. Its tongue brushed across the girl's arm, leaving behind a trail of glowing saliva. The human stared in shock. The wound on her skin healed instantly where the saliva touched. His mind raced. It's not just a beast. It carries healing in its blood. He turned to the unconscious girl. I can't do this alone, he whispered. He hesitated only for a moment, then placed her wrist against the beast's mouth. The creature licked her skin gently. A faint light spread through her veins. Her breathing grew stronger. Her body stopped shaking. The girl opened her eyes slowly, weak but alive. She looked around confused. What happened? The human helped her sit up, relief flooding his face. The beast saved you. Her eyes widened in horror.
No, that's impossible.
It cannot. But she could feel it. Her body was different, stronger, lighter. The poison was gone. She turned to the beast, staring into its glowing eyes. For the first time, she did not see death. She saw life. Tears filled her eyes. All my life, they told me the beast only destroys. But it healed me, the human nodded. Because they lied. Because they wanted you to believe it. She covered her face, shaking. Everything she had believed was broken in a single night. The beast growled softly, lowering its head beside them like a silent guardian. The human spoke firmly. Listen to me. You are not cursed. You are not lost. And neither is it. We are all chained here, but chains can be broken. The girl looked at him, her eyes wet. You really believe that? He smiled faintly. I have to. Otherwise, we're already dead. Above, the guards returned, dragging heavy weapons. Their voices echoed through the pit. Tomorrow, no more games. The hunters will finish this. The law demands blood. The girl clutched the human's arm, fear in her voice. They will kill us. They will kill the beast. The human looked up at the shadows above, his eyes burning with defiance. Then tomorrow, we fight. The beast growled in agreement, its chains rattling like thunder. The pit was silent after the guards left. The girl leaned weakly against the wall, her body still recovering. The beast lay near them, its heavy chains glowing faintly. The human sat between them both, his eyes sharp, his mind restless. The girl spoke first, her voice soft. You broke the law tonight, he turned to her. What do you mean? You made the beast heal me, she whispered. Her hands trembled as she touched her skin where the poison had once burned. The law says anyone who accepts the beast's touch is cursed forever. No one will ever forgive us. The human's jaw tightened. He looked up at the broken ceiling where faint stars shone. Then let them hate me. Let them curse me. I'd rather be cursed and alive than follow a law that kills children. Her throat tightened. No one had ever spoken like this. No one had dared. She whispered, why? Why do you care if I live? He met her gaze, steady and unflinching. Because someone has to. The girl looked away, her heart racing. His words cut through the chains on her spirit more than the iron on her ankle. The beast shifted, dragging its chains, its head lowering close to the human. The man placed a hand carefully against its scarred skin. For a tense moment, the girl held her breath. Sure, the creature would snap its jaws, but it didn't. The beast only rumbled, a sound not of anger, but of acceptance. The girl gasped. It trusts you, the human nodded. Because it knows I see it. Not as a monster, not as a curse, but as what it is. Another prisoner. He examined the symbols carved into the glowing chains. Strange twisting marks burned into the metal, pulsing with alien energy. He traced them with his fingers. This is old binding magic. Whoever made this didn't just chain the beast. They buried its will. The girl's voice trembled. No one breaks those chains. Not even the hunters. They are eternal. The human smiled faintly, though his eyes stayed cold. Nothing is eternal. Everything breaks if you fight hard enough. Before she could reply, the iron door above opened with a crash. The guards returned, this time not alone. 5 tall hunters stepped forward, their armor gleaming, their weapons humming with deadly light. They looked down into the pit with cold eyes. One hunter shouted, "By order of the galactic law, the cursed will be destroyed. The girl, the human, and the beast all end tonight." The girl froze in terror. She gripped the human's arm. "No, they are too many. You can't fight them." The human's gaze never left the hunters. His voice was calm, steady as stone. "Watch me." The hunters lowered their shock spears. Electricity crackled, lighting the pit in blue sparks. The beast growled, straining against its chains. The girl pressed back against the wall, panic in her eyes. The human stepped forward. His body was battered, his arms burned, but his spirit burned hotter. He spread his arms wide, standing between the girl and the hunters. "Stop hiding behind your law," he shouted. His voice echoed through the pit. "You call it justice, but it's just cruelty. If this is your law, then I break it," the guards gasped. The hunter's eyes narrowed. No prisoner had ever dared speak like that. One hunter snarled, leaping down into the pit. His spear lunged toward the human's chest. The beast roared. With a surge of rage, it snapped its chains tighter, pulling forward. Sparks flew from its collar. The human dodged, grabbing a shard of stone from the ground. He slashed upward, knocking the spear aside. The hunter staggered, surprised by his defiance. The girl's eyes widened. "You'll be killed," the human shouted back. "Then I'll die standing, not kneeling." Another hunter jumped down, aiming his weapon at the beast. Electricity shot out, burning into its skin. The creature bellowed in pain, thrashing wildly. The human ran forward, placing himself between the hunter and the beast. Sparks burned his back, but he did not move away. He screamed in pain, yet he held the line. The beast saw it. It saw the man's body shielding its own, taking the agony meant for it. Something inside the creature broke. The wall that had chained its will. The glowing symbols on its iron collar flickered. Then cracks spread through the chain. The girl gasped. "It's breaking free." The beast roared, louder than thunder. The chain snapped, shattering into glowing fragments. The ground shook as it rose to its full height, free for the first time in years. The hunters stumbled back in shock. The guard screamed above, panicking. The human fell to his knees, his back burned, his body shaking. But when he looked up at the beast, he smiled. "You're free now." The beast lowered its massive head toward him, not in fury, but in gratitude. The girl rushed forward, pulling the human back. "You'll die if you keep fighting." He gritted his teeth. "We don't stop now. We end this." The beast roared again, standing beside them both. For the first time, the girl did not see a monster. She saw an ally. The hunters raised their weapons, fear now in their eyes. The guard shouted orders, chaos spreading through the prison. The human stood tall, his voice ringing through the pit. "This is not your law anymore. This is ours." The beast slammed its tail into the wall, breaking stone, shaking the prison to its core. Dust rained down, the pit trembling as if the world itself knew the law was being defied. The girl clutched the human's arm, her voice trembling between fear and awe. "What have you done?" The human's eyes burned with fire. "I gave us a chance." Above, alarms rang through the prison. More hunters were coming. The battle was only beginning, but for the first time the chains were broken. The prison shook with the beast's roar. Dust rained from the ceiling, stones cracked under its weight. Chains lay shattered on the ground, glowing fragments fading like dying stars. For the first time in years, the beast was free. Above, alarms screamed. Guards rushed along the walls, shouting orders. The hunters leapt down into the pit, their weapons sparking with deadly light. The girl clutched the human's arm, her voice filled with panic. "They will kill us all. We cannot win." The human's eyes blazed with defiance. "We don't need to win. We just need to break out." The hunters advanced, their spears humming. The beast stepped forward, its huge body blocking the girl and the man. With a roar, it swung its tail, smashing one hunter into the wall. Stone shattered, and the hunter crumpled, motionless. The guard screamed from above. "Kill it! Kill them all!" Two hunters lunged together, stabbing their spears into the beast's side. Electricity burned across its skin, but the creature did not fall. It roared louder, slamming its claws down, crushing the ground. The human grabbed the girl's chain. He struck it with a shard of stone again and again. Sparks flew, but the alien symbols held strong. His hands bled, yet he did not stop. The girl pulled at his arm. "It will not break. You will only hurt yourself." He glared at the glowing lock. "Everything breaks, everything." Another hunter charged at them. The human spun, catching the spear with his bare hands. Electricity tore through his body, but he snarled, forcing the weapon aside. The beast lunged, biting down on the hunter's armor, crushing it in its jaws. The girl gasped, staring at the human's burned hands. He should not have been able to stand. He should have fallen, but still he fought. One last blow from his bloody fist cracked the glowing lock on her ankle. The alien symbols flickered, then shattered like glass. The chain fell. The girl stumbled forward, free for the first time in 10 days. She looked at her ankle, disbelief flooding her heart. I'm not chained anymore." The human grabbed her hand. "Then run." But the guards above had no intention of letting them escape. Dozens more poured in, lining the walls with blasters ready. One shouted, "The law does not forgive. None of you leave alive." The girl's heart froze. Too many. Too strong. The human stood taller, his burned body trembling but unbroken. He shouted back, his voice shaking the walls. "Your law is broken. You call it justice, but it is only fear. If you want us dead, then come down and bleed for it." The guards hesitated. Fear spread among them. They had never seen a prisoner stand against the law, never seen a beast refuse to obey. The beast roared, shaking the prison walls again. It slammed its body into the stone gate, cracks spreading across it. Dust rained down. With another thunderous strike, the gate split apart, light flooding into the pit. The human pulled the girl forward. "This is our chance." Hunters lunged to block them. The beast charged, sweeping them aside with its massive claws. Blood stained the stone, sparks filled the air, and the prison trembled under the battle. The girl ran beside the human, her legs weak but her spirit burning. For the first time, she was not running to survive. She was running to live. Together they climbed over fallen stone, the beast smashing a path through the wreckage. Guards fired from above, but the creature's massive body shielded them, taking blow after blow without falling. Finally, they reached the broken gate. Beyond it lay the night sky, stars shining free. The girl froze, staring at the open world. We can really escape." The human gripped her hand tighter. "Not just escape. Defy." The beast roared behind them, smashing through the last hunters. Its eyes burned brighter than ever, no longer chained, no longer controlled. The three of them, girl, human, and beast, ran into the night. Alarms screamed through the prison behind them. The galaxy would hear of this. The law would come for them. Armies would rise, but none of that mattered now. The girl looked at the human, her eyes wet with tears. "You broke the law, you broke everything they told me to fear." The human gave her a small, tired smile. "Sometimes breaking the law is the only way to do what's right." The beast walked beside them, massive and silent, no longer their enemy, but their guardian. Far above, the stars shone brighter. But in the distance, on the horizon, dark ships moved. The law was already coming, the girl whispered, fear and hope mixed in her voice. "They will never forgive us." The human stared at the sky, his eyes burning with fire. "Then let them try to stop us." The beast roared, the sound echoing into the night. A call of war against the galaxy itself, the story of the cursed girl. The chained beast and the human who defied the law had only begun.